Hi there, my name is Eli, and welcome back to my channel, Draculaura. And in today's video, I will be unboxing and reviewing 3 brand new Monster High dolls. This is Wave 7 of Skulltimate Secrets, Destination Gore-geous Oasis. They are themed to like a resort. It's very like White Lotus-esque, which you can see there's like a nice big pool right there, a resort in the background, and they have sort of resort wear outfits. I love these dolls from what we've seen in their stock photos, and I cannot wait to unbox them. Now, there's a lot of changes going on here with Wave 7. First and foremost, it is brand new style packaging. So gone are like those style packaging lockers in the back right there. We now have this new kind of luggage style packaging, which I adore. I'll get into it once we take them, this like outer cardboard packaging off and actually take a closer look at the dolls. But I'm already a huge fan of this packaging. Yes, it's still kind of like chunky plastic, but there are a lot of pros that I think do outweigh the cons. And another thing, just getting ahead of myself, is all 3 of these dolls have saran hair, which is a huge upgrade. I honestly am so shocked. Like, I was not expecting Monster High to actually listen to fans and like give Skulltimate Secrets higher quality hair. So I am very, very happy as a collector because notoriously Skulltimate Secrets dolls have had polypropylene, well, like since the very beginning, since Wave 1. Wave 1 was a hybrid of saran and poly hair, and then Waves 2 through 6 were all polypropylene hair. And if you know me, if you watch my channel, I am a huge Skulltimate Secrets apologist. I love these dolls. Like, I reroot them. Like, they're a big part of my channel. But it is like so bittersweet that these dolls now have saran, because that means I will no longer need to customize or really reroot these dolls. So they're just going to be gorgeous as is out of the packaging. But that's how they should have been from the get-go. So it took us, 7 waves to get here, but we finally got here, and I am so happy for it. Okay, now some more information about these dolls is I did pick these up from Target for $30 each, and how I found these dolls is someone somewhere, eventually in the United States, found these dolls at Target early. They were just like put out on shelves, okay? And in that process, it kind of clued off fans and collectors that these dolls will be hitting Target soon. And then in that process, like usually people reach out and ask that person, whoever found them, if they can share their like barcode, which has like all of their information. So with this barcode, I was able to find these dolls. So here's Draculaura's, and then here is Jinafire's, if you are looking for them. And then lastly, here is Lagoona. And I took that barcode information and I went to Target and I asked the people there working, usually in like toys or like electronics and stuff, and I asked them if they had these dolls in stock. Now for instance, I actually checked for these dolls this past Thursday, I want to say, and when I went to my Target, they like didn't have them in stock. The guy was like, nope, they're nowhere. We have none of them. And sometimes they're even cool enough where they'll tell you like neighboring stores what their stock is as well. So Thursday, they didn't have them. When I checked yesterday, which is Saturday, they did have them. So like it takes some time, but the Targets will like have the stock sitting in the back in preparation for them to go on shelves on October 5th. These are not street dated, so they can still technically sell them to you, like grab them from the back and give them to you early. So that's what I did. So if you were cool and kind enough to ask them, usually they're really cool at Target and they'll help you out. So that's my best advice if you're looking for these dolls a tad bit early. And yeah, here's the packaging. It has the artwork on the front. I like the little holographic foil effect right there. The artwork is stunning for these ghouls. This one is Draculaura. You know the whole gimmick with Skulltimate Secrets. It's very like a fashion-focused gimmick where you can mix and match their outfits. So, I'm sure you can try your best to create 125 looks. Remove the earrings, add the earrings, swap the shoes, whatever. And then here's a little silhouette of the doll. On the back, you have all 3 right there looking gorgeous. I like this because you get like the full body, wide shot with the whole crew. So I am so excited. And then where were these dolls manufactured? In China or Indonesia? China. So I don't know too much about the factories and like the differences, but if you care, these are from the China factory. Okay, let's get right into things. Who should we start with? I kind of want to do Drac last because we've seen her before. And I kind of want to do Jinafire first because this is her second doll. So I'm going to say we're going to do Jinafire, then Lagoona, and then Draculaura. So let's get right into things. All right, so here's how I unbox them. I like to check these dolls like in the car when I purchase them so I can see if they have a pretty face. And I just snip the tape right here on the side. And then from there, you can kind of like lift up these flaps and then just slide this out as so. It's really easy. That way you can just have one little piece of tape that you're snipping. Now, one big downside to these dolls still is that they are sort of mystery packaged, where you can't really easily see the doll's face in store, which I do think is a huge downside, especially for me, like a collector who wants to make sure that I have a pretty doll. That is still one major downside to this style packaging. But here's what it looks like on the outside. We have some artwork for Jinafire. It's really nice. Her name right here in huge font, her skelett. I love it. This tropical drink even looks tasty. And then on the back, this is what it looks like. There's her hand with the key and some more of those icons and images. But this is like supposed to be, you know, a little luggage briefcase. And I love it, like a little suitcase. And then here's this key. It's taped in the front. I'm gonna take that out. One thing I like about these dolls is that, like, it's Skulltimate Secrets, yes, but they're not really trying to play into this like play gimmick of like solving a mystery. The first two iterations of Skulltimate Secrets, like the mystery solving gimmick was never really that good or successful in my opinion. So I like that they're just like, you know what, it's a suitcase, you open it up, you get a doll, let's go. So just kind of twist right here with the little key that you get. Oh yeah, here's the key, by the way. Little question mark because it's a mystery. All right, let's unlock Jinafire's little suitcase and reveal what she looks like. So you just kind of open it right here on the side. This kind of has like a little locking mechanism. Just kind of lift that up, and 3, 2, 1. There is Jinafire. Okay, she is lovely. I think I got a pretty good screening on my first try, so I am very, very happy. Like, just look at that face. And this is what it looks like when you open it. So we have some mystery pouches, some of her luggage right there. This is all just like one cardboard insert with nice, beautiful artwork. I love this so much more. This is so cool. Okay, I'm just gonna start snipping and taking things out, and then we'll take a closer look. One little unboxing tip that is actually kind of nice and convenient with these dolls is this is all easy to snip off in the front, but for things like this where I don't want to cut Jinafire's hair by mistake, I can just turn it around, and then all those little plastic ties right there, I can just carefully try and snip them off without ruining the cardboard, like so. That one got stuck, but you get the idea. And then that way I don't ruin my doll. All right, and then after snipping, you can see the doll just kind of like falls out like that, and then there is Jinafire. For these, I just kind of try and cut them really short to the scalp without cutting the hair. This one's actually just kind of like stuck in there. It never even made it into Jinafire's head. Yeah, I'll just like cut it super close to the scalp, because sometimes when you cut it from the box, you see it's a little thicker at the end still right there. If you just cut it a little bit shorter, watch, I'm struggling, but I swear it's easy. Okay, right there, I'll just like take my scissors and snip it. And then from there, I just take my fingernail and poke that into the head like that. And then you really don't have to deal with those after this. So that's my little tip. All right, Jinafire does have a little like instruction sheet, I suppose. And here you can see these are the contents that you're supposed to get. So they are sort of like shadowed out, so you're not spoiled on what you get. But these are just here as a reference, so you make sure you're not missing any items. So this is kind of what to expect in each of the bags and like little accessories. And then here's sort of how you assemble it. I think it's pretty self-explanatory here. So yeah, let's just get right into things. So here's her little luggage. I love this because obviously it ties into the sort of destination Gore-geous Oasis theme, but it's very nicely sculpted. You can actually have Jinafire carry it around, and it's practical because it stores some accessories in here. Okay, we have a second skirt right here. It's kind of a bubble skirt. You can see the waistband has elastic, and then it is this nice fabric. It's kind of like that same style brocade fabric that her core doll had, so I really love this fabric. The textile is really nice. You can see the design on it is very cool. Some clouds. Wow, I love this skirt. It's very cool. And then we have her bandana right here. She can kind of use this as a lot of things, which is what I like about these dolls. You can use this as a bandana on the head. You can use it as a top. You can use it as a skirt. Like, it is very versatile. And there is a piece of Velcro on it right here, so you can attach it easily to the doll, which I think is so smart. It's so hard to like tie this fabric and create little knots. So yeah, this is way better, just little Velcro attachment right there. And here is Jinafire's print. I love it. It's very, you know, high fashion inspired, like a, you know, like a Gucci sort of bandana. So I like this. I think it's really nice. The dragon print is cool. Purples and greens and gold colors. I think it is very nice. And then she has like a cardigan shawl. I like this as well because, you know, they're at like a beach location or like a oasis, but you still need something for like nighttime when it gets chilly. So here's her little cardigan. This fabric is really cool as well. It is like translucent, like you can see my finger through it. So there are little cutouts in this fabric and it almost looks like a leaf pattern, but it is really cool. There's a ribbon detail right here that's lining this portion of this cardigan. I really like this. This fabric is really cool for Playline Monster High. Like, it feels very fresh. We have not seen this before. And I'm really excited to see it styled on the doll. And it's this really gorgeous like lilac color. So this is a really cool piece. Okay, in this little luggage, we also get Jinafire's first pair of shoes. They are these gorgeous jade green shoes right here. Kind of, I like the rope going up on the sides right there. We do have some Chinese knots. And the cutout right there is really cool as well. And then they do have an object heel, but an object heel done right, in my opinion. They are like a Chinese lion dog right there, and I love them. I think this is also the same thing that inspired Jinafire's pet, and I think they're a symbol of protection in Chinese culture, so I think these are sick. These look so cool. Let's just put them on Jinafire, because she's currently, you know, shoeless right now, so might as well start adorning her. Oh yeah, these look so good. Okay, here is what they look like styled on. Obviously stunning against her gold scales. They pop. You can see all of the details on like the little sculpt work. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous pair of shoes. Okay, and then we also get another little key. I don't know if this is like meant to be like stuck in the luggage, maybe? No? Okay, get an extra key. I'm sure this has a purpose. We'll find out later. But yes, that's what comes in this little luggage suitcase. Okay, let's do the mini one. The little like travel carry-on case. Oh, maybe this key. See, I'm kind of figuring it out. Is used. You can kind of like, it does nothing. It can stick in there, but like twisting it does actually nothing. I think it's just for like play purposes. But you can just snap this thing open right here. And inside is Jinafire's belt. That's literally probably all it could fit in there, so it kind of fits perfectly, actually. But here's her belt. There is some green paint details right there, a little J charm for Jinafire. I think this is really cool, and I think there's 2 sizes maybe you can try to put it on her waist, depending where you want it to fit. But I love this. We'll also style this on her later. And then another closer look at the carry-on. It doesn't snap on that great, but it looks gorgeous. This plastic is beautiful. And the skelet with the pointy ears that Jinafire has is really nice as well. So I love this. This is like very practical accessories where it builds into the fantasy of this doll being like a, you know, travel location and they need to pack their suitcases. Like, it's really, really cute. Okay, and then the rest is just inside of these little pouches. Here's what it looks like. Front and back, it's the same design. Let's just see what we got. Okay. We have Jinafire's fan. It's taped shut. So it's not printed on one side, but it is printed on the other side. And the design is gorgeous on this fan. And I do love that they have the little finger hole right there so she can actually hold it. It would suck if this was just purely aesthetic and she couldn't actually wear it. So yes, love this. And then we also get her glasses. One thing I will say about these dolls is that I love that they have like fashion accessories to the max. Sometimes it feels like with Monster High, if like dolls get glasses and they don't get earrings, right? Or like sometimes there's like an exchange of items that we get here. But like these dolls have like any type of fashion accessory, they have it. They have earrings, they have glasses, they have a headpiece, they have 2 skirts, they have 2 shoes. Like they are fully decked out. So I love that. And here are her glasses. These are gorgeous, by the way. Look at that. The little tassels hanging off right there. And I really do think that little bit of gold paint detail really makes these. Otherwise, if they were all just purple, it would kind of just all blend in together. But these are really cute. We'll try these on her later. And then a hanger. Another hanger. Okay, we have a luggage tag. I think we were gonna put all the keys on this at the end, so I'll keep this. It looks like this little piece like closes shut right here, but I like this. This is cool. Or is it a luggage tag, or is it like a hotel key thing, right? I'm not sure, but there it is. It has a 13 on it. And then this one's stuck to the packaging. I think it's the last one in here. It is Jinafire's like chest piece, like her sculpted chest piece. I really like this. So this doll kind of has like one top, this top that she comes wearing, and then she has like that cardigan that I showed you earlier, and then, or like the shawl, and then this chest piece. So it's like three things that you can mix and match and layer. I do wish she had like a second like basic top like this, but like that's really me just like nitpicking here. But here is this piece. It is a nice pearlescent plastic, and there is some detail printed on it that's like pink, purple, and blue. I love this. It is so ethereal and plays into Jinafire being a weather dragon. I just think this is such a cool piece. Okay, I'm very excited. And then last bag, right here, we have, these are shelving units, which I think you just shove into the packaging so you can like display her extra accessories. We'll try that out later. We have her second pair of shoes. They're looking a little wonky right now because the plastic is just kind of warped, but I'm sure on the doll they will look gorgeous. And these are this sort of like periwinkle blue color. They do kind of match the skirt, I suppose, if you were to craft like a second outfit, and I think they're really cool. I like the heels being like these like nimbus clouds right there. They are kind of reminding me of her second shoe option from her, what was that doll? The Fangvote doll. Just a little bit more simplified for like playline, but they are very similar to that. So I think they're kind of cool. And then we have another key, our last key, and her little bag, which this is super cool as well. I just kind of mentioned it, but whatever. This is also very much directly inspired off of her Fangvote doll. So in the Fangvote doll, there were like lots of options for like purses and hair and shoes and stuff. And some of the options didn't win. And this option didn't win, but they still are giving it to us sort of in this purse right here. Now it's not as big, it's actually kind of tiny. And it's pretty flat, as you can see, like very flat. But you know what? They're trying. I wish this was a little bit more, I don't know, big or like sculptural. It's just very flat. Like, how is she using this as a purse? Maybe this little pouch at the bottom. I don't know. But it's still nice that they took a design that they know fans really liked and decided to try and, you know, retool it into this doll. So I appreciate that. It just shows that Monster High cares about us fans and the things that we like. So I think this is pretty cool. And that is everything she comes with. Now let me sort of assemble the locker portion and we'll talk about that. Okay, I figured it out. I just had to look at this for a little bit because I wasn't sure what was happening. But I think this is sort of what you're meant to do with these shelves. Oh, also, here's the key. I just looped them all like that. I like this as well. It's because it's practical. Like, it's kind of doll scale. Honestly, it's maybe like a little bit too large for dolls, but I don't care. It's still cute. She can kind of hold it and, you know, have keys. So there they are. And then, okay, the shelves. You get 2 of them. And on this packaging right here, there are these 4 sort of like indents right here, as you can see. And however you want, you can sort of slide them on. I'll show you like this. So on both sides, there's these little bevels or marks right there. I don't know. You just slide those in there. And then they kind of function, I'll put one down here too, as little shelves. So this is sort of like doubles as Jinafire's, you know, hotel room at the resort. So for her extra accessories, when you want to style and display her, you can throw her like shoes up here. You can take one of the 2 hangers that they give you and hang like, say, this little cardigan if she's not wearing it. Just as such, I'm trying to like shove it on there. You can put the clothes on the hangers and then right here, display it like that. So it is still functional as like a closet sort of, but I also just like this packaging because, you know, you can display and play with it, but then it really works nicely as just like a doll carrying case. So when you're done playing with Jinafire in her closet, you can just slide out these shelves, shove everything in here, literally. Close this up, lock your little luggage, and you are good to go. Now, the one thing about this packaging is that, like, if you take out these cardboard inserts, you just don't have a package. You don't have any luggage. It's just hollow. So, you know, don't get this around water and get it dirty and wet so that it crumbles. So you do have to make sure that you keep these cardboard pieces inside, and they are pretty secure. You can see they are sort of like secure in the packaging. So I wouldn't be too worried, but that is sort of how this packaging functions, and I love this. Like, I am going to use this and shove so many accessories in here. I was previously using the first model of the lockers, these ones. I brought one out to show you the first model. I use these all the time to store clothes. Like, look at, there is clothes in here. I have accessories stored in here. So I love these ones for storage. The second wave of lockers sucked. I don't use those for storage at all, but these, I can imagine me using these often. And for, like, I'm just thinking for like little kids, you know, they can shove Jinafire in here with all of her accessories and take her on the go. And I think that's pretty cool. So I am a big fan of this packaging, as well as just like the storytelling aspects with the play aspects. It just has a lot going for it. So you know what? Surprising dub for this packaging that I normally have a lot of negative things to say. Okay, now on to Jinafire and all of her accessories. Let's dress her up and play with her. Here's her base doll, but like, she needs a little bit more going on because right now she's pretty simple. But here's what she comes with right out of the box. She comes wearing some earrings. They're a little cloud earring with some droplets. Kind of looks like rain falling. It's kind of dainty and delicate and gorgeous. She has her top on with some metallic foil and some spaghetti straps. Pretty simple, but I love it. I think it's a nice base top. Like, it looks gorgeous on its own, but then if you want to layer some of the other accessories, you could gladly layer over top this. And then in the back, there is just some Velcro. And then I think the first skirt they come with is the better option. It is so cute. I like how this flares out right here to sort of mimic, like, I don't know, like dragon almost, like dragon scales or tufts. So I love this. I think this is so cute. Yeah, they did a gorgeous job on this. Even the construction looks really nice, the way they were able to cinch this fabric in right there. And then in the back, just Velcro as well. And then here's Jinafire's tail. The skirt just sits right below the tail. And then that is everything she comes with. It's a standard Jinafire body that we saw from her first doll with the legs, little scales right here on the thigh, and her little golden dragon hands, as well as golden dragon ears. But she is so gorgeous. Also, looking at her face, okay, this is, for right now, the superior Jinafire doll. Just on merit of face alone, this face is stunning. Look at this. I love this makeup way more than her first doll. She has purple eyeshadow and some mint that is smoked out. This like minty tealy green right here is so pretty on Jinafire. I love that. It's kind of like a neutral for her since she's already got green skin tone. And I love that, how they're kind of playing into that for her character. She still has these standard sort of like scale designs right here on her eye. And then her lips this time are this gorgeous pink. I think they suit her so well. She's like looking perfectly ready for the resort. But yeah, this face has won me over. Let me grab, where's my other Jinafire? 1 second. Okay, I grabbed her first doll. Here they are side by side so we can compare their screenings. My first doll, she's a little wonky. I still love her. And honestly, that's one of my chief complaints about Jinafire's core doll. I have been looking for a second core Jinafire since she released in like December, January, okay? I've been looking for a second one that is pretty. Y'all, they do not exist. I cannot find a good Jinafire anywhere. They are all super, super wonky. Like, one eye is completely misplaced. And then another common error I find on Jinafire a lot is her, like, eyeliner. It's never fully black. It's always really patchy. Like, this doll, I love her, but I hate her. Like, she is just, it's really hard to find a pretty core Jinafire. And then I'm looking at this new Jinafire and I'm just like, okay, it took some time, 9 months, but they have definitely nailed her screening. I much prefer this newer screening. Some small key differences. Her initial eyebrows are actually a really dark green. Her new eyebrows are sort of a dark brown, so that's different. Her lips do look a little bit smaller than her core doll, this new pink lip. And I just think her eyeshadow is now way better, but there they are side by side. Let me know which one you prefer. Oh, also just looking at the hair. This is just pure jet black. Jinafire's hair for her core doll was a blend of black and purple, which I really liked. I saw some feedback that people wanted all black, so if you want all black hair, this new Jinafire might be the way to go. It is a lot shorter, however, but I will take the short hair if it means we get it in Saran. Honestly, I'll take it. I don't care. I am so happy that this doll has Saran. Okay, that's enough for comparisons. Say goodbye to core Jinafire. All right, I want to style this little headscarf, and I just sectioned real quick some hair right here, like a little bit of her bang, so I can have that out of the scarf. And then I'm just going to take the rest of her hair and sort of try to pull it back and behind her ears. Okay. And then I'm going to let that hang out. And then I'm going to hold this in my hand. I'm doing this sort of on camera, so wish me luck. I'm going to try to like wrap this around her. Okay, let's put that back. And then put that around this. It's hard. I'm trying my best, y'all. Okay. And then let's secure that in the back. Like that. That's good enough. Okay, let me pull that up on her head a little bit. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. I'm trying my best here with all of you. Okay. And then position that back. Just have her little bang portion. And that's a quick way that you can style her little headscarf to try to make it look like the artwork, you know? Her hair has a slight little wave into it. This is just like still out of the box, but it's super soft. I love this purple streak. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And the side part really suits this style. I don't want it tucked behind the ear. I just kind of want it like free flowing. But yep, look how easy that was to do. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, here is the first look I did for Jinafire. I love it. I love these shoes. I also like this like shawl, but maybe more like off the shoulders, I think, so it's less boxy. I love this top. Here she is up close with her hair and her headscarf. Kind of sticks out in the back, but you can just sort of flatten it down. Love those earrings. Oh, she is so pretty. And this is just out of the box. I haven't even officially washed and styled her hair, and I still think she looks pretty gorgeous, even holding her little fan right there. I like her color story when you actually take out the green. She does have green in the headscarf, and like she still has it on her tail, and you know, she's green herself, but like the fashion being like this purple, blue, and like pearlescent color story, I think is so pretty. Like, look at these shoes on her. I really like these shoes, surprisingly. Like, I think they are so cute. This might be my favorite look of hers, but we'll try on her other accessories too. But come on, look at this. I was gonna put on the belt, but I felt like it might have clashed a little bit. I mean, you can add the belt if you want, but like, here is Jinafire's first look. I love her. Okay, I'm gonna try on her other accessories and see what we can do. Okay, another doll styling tip is sometimes I like my dolls to carry their luggage or their purses or whatever, and if you don't always want them to just hold it, like stick their claws in and hold it like that, you can actually take some elastic right here. This one's pretty small, as you can see, and I'm going to position it in between these two fingers like that. And then what I do is I try to loop this through the handle. So I'm going to take the handle, stick it in, try and grab it. Okay, there it is. And then I just tie it to the bag. So I'll do like a twist, go over the peg, do another twist, and then I loop that over the fingers again, and then it secures the hand to the bag. Did y'all catch that? I hope so. And you'll see why I wanted to do this real quick. All right, here is the final look I'm gonna do for Jinafire with the new bubble skirt and her green pair of shoes. And I took her headscarf and I just kind of tied it behind her back, as you can see. Like I did an actual little knot and then secured it with Velcro. Let me take her off the stand so you can see a little bit better. It doesn't look great. It's hidden out of the way, but like, is that not cute? It's kind of giving like Survivor buff a little bit. I think in the stock photos they styled it, but going over the skirt. I'm just trying to play around and see like what I can do with these, but like this kind of does sub in for a secondary top. There's her little purse, and then she's also carrying her little carry-on right there. Come on now. How cute is she? This one is a lot more green forward with her accessories. And you could easily, if you wanted to, swap out these shoes and see how the blue shoes look with the blue skirt. I was really curious too on how that was going to look actually. So let's just test that out. Her glasses fell off her head, by the way. Let me stick those back in. Okay. Okay, here it is with the blue shoes. Still really cute. Still really, really cute. I think all of Jinafire's accessories pair really well together. I love this color story for her. Like introducing this blue tone, I think works really well. The green and the purple, obviously, I think is a gorgeous color combo, but she was really fun to play around with in style. Like right out of the box, I'm having so much fun with this doll. This is my favorite Jinafire doll. I mean, there's only two, but like, it's not saying much, but she is stunning. Stunning. I love her. And this look too, I was not sure. One thing I will say about styling the bubble skirt is you kind of have to push this in a little bit and shape it to kind of get a cute look. If you were to just style it like, like that, that's frumpy and that's not cute. So like have some intuition with styling these clothes and try to like shape them and make them look better, right? And like play around with this. This is a gorgeous textile. It's nice. It's a thick fabric. It holds its shape really well, and like styling it, look at this cute little outfit now with her little survivor buff. Come on now. Okay, we're gonna set Jinafire aside. We spent a lot of time with her, but I'm just having so much fun with these dolls. Let's move on to Lagoona Blue. Okay, I kind of got ahead of myself. Here is her packaging with her artwork. I love the artwork. I love her new color story. It feels like they took forever to figure out Lagoona's color story, but I think they're finally nailing it. Okay, now let's take a look at Lagoona. Let's get her little key, open up her little luggage, and see what she looks like. 1, 2, 3. There she is. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look at her. I got a gorgeous one. I actually have a story with Lagoona. Okay, the first one I got, for context, I got one and I opened it up in the car, and her little blonde streaks were like broken. All of her hair right here was like broken on this side of her face, like 20 little strands of hair, and it was annoying me obviously because it's a brand new doll. So I went to a different Target and got a different Lagoona, and this one now is a lot better. So I'm very pleased. But look at all the blue in here. This is gorgeous. I'm just gonna go ahead, snip her out of there, and then we'll look at the doll and all of her accessories. All right, here is Lagoona out of the box. I had to switch my lighting setup to be a little bit more cool toned for Lagoona. Otherwise, it was really messing with her colors. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just as like a fan perspective, this hair color on Lagoona is otherworldly. Whoever made this executive decision to be like, you know what if she just had all blue hair? Thank you. It reminds me of like a water nymph. Like it's just water flowing out of her head, and it is so beautiful. And even the blonde streaks, I thought it was just going to be chunky highlights right here, but it even goes throughout the rest of her center part with the blonde. Like top tier Lagoona, probably my favorite Lagoona. I haven't even opened her accessories, but the screening and hair alone, like, are you joking? Look at this doll. And I will say, in her stock photos, I thought her eyes did look a little off. I wasn't sure how to feel, but now that I see her in person, I'm not being hyperbolic. Like, the best Lagoona. Deadass. She's stunning. Okay, she doesn't come with much. She comes wearing her skirt and her top and her earrings. The rest of her accessories, let's uncover. Let's set her aside. Right there. Okay, starting with her luggage. I love this sculpt, by the way. Look at this. Look at this. It's beautiful. This door is like metallic. The rest is not. It's just this teal color, but that's okay. The metallic door is lovely. And I'm just gonna snap it right open. Let's see what we got. We have her first pair of shoes. All right, here are her shoes. I love these. These are so nice. Just this color is really striking, and The sculpting on this is so cool. I love the heel in particular, this little swirly bit right there, and this sort of like scalloped seashell design. The way the rope ties up is so intricate, and just a little bit of paint detail on these pearls. I have to try these on her. Let's see what these look like on. Just shove them on Lagoona. Lagoona does have a tendency for her shoes to like go yay high, otherwise they start to obstruct her fins and then, you know, it complicates things, but that's okay. Like, look at these on her. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous shoes. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have her headscarf. I love the design. We have some tentacles, octopus tentacles, an anchor, some like kelp. We have this like shell cutout design right there with some teeth. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then, yep, same piece of Velcro right there. We'll play around with this piece later. We have her second skirt. Not as intricate as Jinafire's with like the bubble design, but this one has a little slit cutout right there. Velcro in the back. And it is that sort of like brocade style fabric. I cannot really make out the design. I see like a ship wheel right there maybe, and maybe it's meant to be like seaweed. That kind of looks like a temple almost. Maybe a skull, I can't quite tell. But it's a very nice design. I like the fabric and the color is nice. It pairs really well with the skirt, so we'll play around with this later as well. And then here's her shawl. Ooh, the color for this is so gorgeous. No ribbon detail like Jinafire's. It just has a surged edge, and the sleeves aren't as long. The sleeves are more like a bubble sleeve. Jinafire's like were like a full length sleeve. This one, I mean, you'll see it when I try it on the doll later, but this is kind of like a bubble sleeve. So a little bit of a different design and silhouette, but I still think it's really cute. And that's everything. Oh, and then plus this little key that come inside this little luggage. Okay, the baby luggage right here has probably the belt. Yes, it does, and it is this pearlescent white with some little charms on it. We have an L charm for Lagoona, like a little flower maybe, and an anchor. These belts are so dainty, but I love them. I feel like these are going to be really fun to play around and restyle with other dolls, just because I feel like they're so easy to put on and off an outfit and just like play around. And there is a lot of clasps. There's like 2 clasps right here. Look at 2 clasps and then 2 clasps. So you can really play around with this. Like, you can get it that tight. Like, why would you need it that tight? I don't know, but you can. Maybe around her leg or something. I really don't know, but that's her belt. Oh, and this piece at first does look a little underwhelming in comparison to Jinafire's, which had that really nice sort of like shimmery iridescence, but there is some glitter embedded in it. It's just really, really subtle. But yeah, I really like it. Okay, and then we have our pouch accessories. Here's the design, front and back. We have the little hotel key. This one says 13 as well. Here are Lagoona's hangers in a teal color. We have her fan. I don't know about this fan. I don't know. Kind of looks ugly, but let's see. What is it giving? I can't really tell what these little feathers are meant to be. They kind of remind me of like shrimp tails. I really don't know what the fan is like meant to be. I see a shell and some tentacles. It's not my favorite design. I think Jinafire's fan was cuter, but you know, it's nice. Her sunglasses. Ooh, I like how translucent these are. That blue plastic is gorgeous. Some shimmery silver paint details on them. The sculpt's not my favorite, but just the plastic color really entices me. I think these are cute. It's different, you know, I like that. We have her sculpted top right here. I love this piece right here. Obviously, it's giving lesbian, which I adore. I love the big pearl in the middle. Mine for sure is misprinted. Like, look at the pearl. You can't really tell because right here, it looks perfect. But if you actually look at the sculpt right there, it's totally misprinted. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to work with it. I still like it. Look at the sculpting on this thing. Yeah, this is really cool. I also just like that it's one singular clamshell. You know, Ariel made famous like those like clamshell bralettes and stuff, but having just like one clamshell, it's kind of different and I like it. So I'm excited to play around with that. And then one more hanger in this pouch, and then on to our last pouch. Okay, what are we working with? We got the shelf pieces to play around with in pink. We get 2 of those, as well as, okay, we have our last key. We have our purse right here. Ooh, I like this purse. So far for Jinafire and Lagoona, and I'm pretty sure Draculaura as well, they all have this like pearlescent color on them as an accent color. And I'm sure it's unique for this line of Skulltimate Secrets, but whoever made that executive decision for this like pearl color to be a through line for the dolls, thank you. Look at this purse. And I love how pastel this printing is, this like gradient from blue to yellow to pink. The little ribbon detail on the side. And this is not a functional purse. This is a solid piece of plastic, but like a gorgeous purse nonetheless. Top tier. Okay, and then Lagoona's last accessory, her second pair of shoes in silver. Is the silver kind of coming out of nowhere? Sure, but like, okay, it's in the hotel key. It's in the hotel key, I guess. But like, this sculpt. So part of the change they made to G3 Lagoona is that, you know, from G1, she was Australian. G3, I think she's from Honduras. Hopefully I got that correct. I would hate if I was wrong on that. But these are sort of referencing to my knowledge, sort of like, you know, like the Mayan temples. Like you can kind of see right there on her shoe, the design. There's a little seahorse, a little treasure chest, and then even this pattern right here. That's what I'm getting. Even the way they did this like design on her shoe, it's not like a traditional fishbone that Lagoona has as her motif. Like the head of the fish just looks so different and distinct. So that's the vibes I'm getting. And I love that they're really trying to pull into Lagoona's culture. For Lagoona in particular, we really haven't had her like Honduras ethnicity play a part in her designs at all, kind of anywhere, in the same way it's played a part in like other characters' designs. So I like for this line that they're trying to pull that out for Lagoona. So yeah, I really like the sculpt. Even the little, I'm not usually a fan of like the little toe, big toe section for the shoe, but in this instance it is kind of cute because there's a little flower right there. So I am excited to play around in style with these. And I just like how chunky and tall they are. Like look at the height these are gonna give. Okay, now I'm gonna put together Lagoona's outfit, but before I do, let's look at the base doll herself. All right, let's go over Lagoona's base doll. Now, first I want to talk about some of the big changes to this doll. There's really only 2 big things that are new for this Lagoona. First and foremost, she has new forehead scales right here. You can see they're a lot larger and iridescent. The inner scales are a blue color and the outer scales are kind of this mauve pink, but just the way they shimmer is, beautiful. So I love this. If this is the new standard for Lagoona moving forward, I would be a-okay with that. And then another change is her legs. The entire lower leg portion is now all blue instead of like the gradient we had before from pink to blue. And kind of like Jinafire, they put this little design on her little kneecap area right there of little bubbles to sort of help insinuate the transition from like blue to pink, you know? That's the idea. I think the only thing is if this was kind of the same iridescent design as like the scales, that'd be kind of fun. But honestly, I really like this change. You know, the legs did have this issue where they were really prone to chipping, and that was annoying. So if this is a better solution to solve that, I am all here for it. I kind of like it. Let me grab some other Lagoonas just so we can compare the legs and the forehead scales. I'll be right back, 1 sec. All right, here is a core Lagoona. And actually, just kidding, this is not core Lagoona. This is Monster Ball? Yes, Monster Ball. Monster Ball Lagoona. I repainted her lips and restyled her. You know what, maybe not the best example as far as forehead scales go because she has these like bangs. But you can see, hopefully you can see the difference between the forehead scales. Like these tiny little dots in a green and a blue color compared to these thicker scales. And then here are Lagoona's old legs, like the standard gradient, versus her new legs. And you can see this is a good example because mine was already chipping right there. So yeah, I like the new legs. And then even before, they always were changing Lagoona's legs up. Like this is sort of the standard gradient, but her Skulltimate Secrets Series 1 doll had like a really short gradient. Like it wasn't even going as far as like most of Lagoona's dolls, you see? Like the gradient was not as long. And even the blues are slightly different. The one on the left has like a more green tone to it. So they never really could figure out Lagoona's legs to begin with in the first place. Even her scales here are different on these dolls. Look at, these scales are all like this like teal green color, whereas the other scales had some blue and green. So like Lagoona's always had some subtle slight variance between her dolls. And then even most recently, her new Buried Secrets doll has all blue legs. Like they said, F the gradient, let's just give her blue legs from like hip to toe. So she's had a lot of variance in her dolls, Miss Lagoona Blue. And, you know, I don't mind things like that. I think it makes for a fun collection. Like all of these dolls on my display, it adds some spice and some variety. So like I said, I don't really mind. But yeah, there are some differences between all of the different Lagoonas. Now back to this gorgeous ghoul. All right, back to looking at Lagoona's base doll. Starting off with her face, I love this face. I already talked about the scales, gorgeous change for her, but just her screening also looks different. Something about her eyes, I don't know if it's the eye shape, the placement, what it is, but this is the best, in my opinion, that Lagoona has looked. Her eyeshadow as well, the way they carved out that eyeshadow where like you have that sort of peachy coral tone, and that has a gradient, and then that is a flat color, and then her eyeshadow around that is nice and shimmery and bubbly. It is beautiful. It makes her eyes pop in the best way possible. I don't know, I'm just obsessed with the screening. Like normally even Lagoona's blue brows in the past have bothered me, but for the first time, her having blue brows makes sense because she has blue hair. And you know what? It's kind of giving me the fantasy that like maybe blue is Lagoona's natural hair color and she's just been dyeing it to get it bleach blonde. Because like, why does she look perfect? She is so stunning. Her lip color is fine. It's this sort of shimmery, dark coral tone. I like the lip shape on her. I love her blue freckles with the little stars. This side has 1 star. This side has 2 stars. I like the asymmetry. Top tier face, probably the best Lagoona face we've had, the best Lagoona hair for sure that we've had. I love this blue color. I'm obsessed with it. It is just such a unique blue. Like, why can't they give this to Abby? Like, this is beautiful. It is so gorgeous. It is Saran. I do like the texture that it has as well. It's kind of got this wavy texture to it. And she is densely rooted. Like, she has a full head of hair. There is a lot of hair on this doll. So, you know, while she doesn't have the longest hair, I don't mind. I don't mind this sort of, you know, mid-hip length. But hair and makeup for me are just a 10 out of 10, just out of the park. And then the other accessories she comes wearing are these earrings. There's an anchor with her skelet, and I don't know what else is going on there. Maybe some beadwork. They're a little chunky, but I do like them. They're nice and iridescent. Her top is really cute. I like the way the strap goes around her neck. And you can see in the back, it's just Velcro. The metallic foiling is gorgeous. My print is nice. I like the seashell right there, front and center. There's like a spirally shell and then a clamshell right there. Some flowers and some seaweed design. It is beautiful. And then her skirt. This skirt reminds me of a Disney doll. The most recent Ariel, I think it was the Midnight Masquerade Ariel. This is like the same fabric that they used on that Ariel. And it's gorgeous. I love the shade. It's like a tealy blue-green. It is fantastic. And you can kind of see, unexpectedly, there is a black base to it. So like the way the tulle fabric looks over the black kind of gives you this deep green color, and it is gorgeous. But just like, I'm so impressed with this piece right here. There is no like garish print on it. It is just nicely constructed. It's evocative of Lagoona, kind of looks like, you know, fish fins. Like, it just works so well. Jinafire's was evocative of a dragon. Lagoona's is giving you sea monster fantasy. And for that alone, I think these skirts are just so well done. Like, look at the ruching right here on the sides. And they have it in the back as well. For Monster High, sometimes in the back, they don't care. But like the fact that it's ruched front and back, come on now. Come on now, look at this. Gorgeous. I love it. And then I put the shoes on, as you saw earlier. There they are with her new legs. And now I'm going to play around with Lagoona and try restyling her and see what cool looks I can come up with. So I'll be right back. Okay, here is look number 1 for Lagoona. This is sort of a monochromatic fantasy. There is still some like hints of pink and orange coming in here and there, like in the headscarf, the fan, and the belt. But for the most part, I was trying to style a lot of her blue, cool toned items together. And honestly, I could like take this doll, plop her on my shelf, and she would be good to go. Right out of the box, not washing the hair. I did the same exact technique I did with Jinafire, where I just sort of sectioned out a little strand. And look how beautiful that looks with the headscarf on. This is gorgeous. She is stunning. I'm obsessed. I also much prefer this shawl compared to Jinafire's. I think Jinafire's was really long and the sleeves went all the way down to the wrist, and it just kind of made her a little frumpy, which is why I was trying to style it like off the shoulder. But this one looks really nice, like just fully on Lagoona, like with these bubble sleeves. I probably could even push the sleeves up a little bit more and try to like exaggerate that silhouette she's got going on. But I just love this. And then even with these silver shoes, I love these as well. They have so much height. They look so great on camera. The sculpt is stunning. This is probably my preferred look. I'm gonna try another look out for Lagoona, but just like, I don't know how I'm gonna top this. This look is so striking. I'm also trying to like, on the skirt, highlight these pleats. Like sometimes they pop out. You just kind of have to like encourage them to, you know, look nice and beautiful like that. Like I prefer when it looks like that. It has a tendency to kind of want to like pop out. So just play around with your dolls and make them your ideal, you know, ideal way of styling them. I think this looks way better. So just another little slight attention to detail thing that my eye looks at, but okay. It pains me to take this Lagoona apart and put on a new outfit, but I'm going to do it. So I will be right back. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon because I also love this look. This is a lot more of the like pinky coral forward look than like the blue look previously, but I don't know. It looks just as stunning. One thing to note is tying this like head wrap is really difficult. In the stock photos, they make that shit look easy. I'm like doing folds and trying to like be strategic with it so it sits comfortably. Like you can see there's some folding I had going on there. And like the Velcro does just, you know, attach right there. But to get it attached and like be nicely fitted, it's kind of difficult. So it just took me a while to play around and fold this and see what I could come up with. And I like it. It kind of just goes diagonally across your skirt and adds some nice interest and breaks up the design a little bit. Put the purse in her hand, and I love the color on the purse as well. These shoes are gorgeous. The whole look together I'm a fan of. Yeah, I don't know. She's perfect. She's so good and easy to play with and easy to style, which is like, to me, the best thing about Skulltimate Secrets, especially in this age of fashion dolls where like these companies don't think fashion can sell, and we're getting like slime gimmicks and like moon sand gimmicks and just like all these gimmicks. Having a line like this that is now finally high quality with nice hair, gorgeous screenings, and like gorgeous fashion that you get to play around with and restyle for $30, yeah, come on now, look at her. Look at her. Okay, I love Lagoona. She is so good. They're all so good. I don't know how I'm gonna pick a favorite. But now let's bring out Draculaura and take a look at her. All right, last but definitely not least is Draculaura. Here she is. I love her artwork as well. She is gorgeous. And then same thing on the back. Just same thing as we've seen before. Okay, and let's take her out of there. All right. Has her skelette, her name, some nice icons. I like little vampire bats on the back, her holding the key. Okay, let's grab this baby. There's some tape on it. And unlock and see what she looks like. Okay, 3, 2, 1. There she is. How does she look? I think she looks pretty good. Okay, was actually having some issues with Draculaura. The first one I purchased, Her eyes, I felt like were placed way too high. I didn't take a video, but I have a photo that I took that I'll try and include. But you could like see the sculpt of her eye, like where her eye should have been placed, and it made it look like she had like eye bags underneath almost. So I had to go today and like look for another Draculaura, and this is the one I found. I think she looks good. Her screening is not perfect, but honestly, I don't even care. I think she is stunning. I love the hair color. This is like a beautiful color story for Draculaura. This Draculaura is carrying the torch of introducing red to her color scheme, which I think just works so well. And this time we're getting that fantasy, but with saran hair. So I'm happy. Here's what her side of the box looks like. Her hanging out with her ghoul friends. Look at that photo of her with the illustration with her winking. That is darling. Okay. I am so excited. Oh, it says wish you were here right here. That's sweet. Okay, I like the wallpaper design on these as well. That also gives me very White Lotus vibes because that's kind of like the intro of White Lotus. But I'm going to take her out so we can take a closer look. All right, here is Draculaura out of the box. I think she is lovely. I love this hair color on her. I'll talk more about the base doll later, but let's unbox and uncover all of her accessories. Oh my gosh, she's so much shorter compared to the other ghouls. It's fine, it's fine. Starting off with her luggage, I love the sculpt work on this. This kind of reminds me of like the vampire heart a little bit. It's like a crystalline heart, very cool. Almost looks like a spider lurking over. I think it's actually bat wings. There's a rose, a big bow. Yeah, the sculpt work on this is like unnecessarily good. It is so gorgeous. She has lots and lots of accessories, starting off with her shoes. Let me cut this time. I've been tearing into it with my fingers and it's been taking forever. Okay. Here are Draculaura's shoes. Honestly, so far today, these are probably my least favorite shoes. The plastic is like slightly translucent, but also pearlescent. And like, it's just a little bit bizarre. Like the color is just slightly off. It's kind of magenta, teeters almost purple even. I do like the rose details and they are painted. I guess she has the most paint details on her shoes because I think all of the other ghouls only had one color of paint. She has black roses and like this like a yellow taupey color that's kind of mimicking this texture of the heel. So she does get more attention than the other ghouls as far as her shoes go, but funny enough, I still don't really like these shoes. So I don't know if it matters all too much, but that's fine. Let's style them on her and see how they look. Maybe my mind will change once they're on the doll, and then maybe once I have like a full look together, I'll feel different. But like first impressions is like, I don't love these shoes. Yeah, they're okay. They're just fine. Okay, next up we have her skirt. I love this skirt. Oh, JK, it is a pair of shorts. I'm lying. It's some shorts. Similar brocade style fabric. It's white with pink, kind of like a pearlescent color. Can't really make out what the design's meant to be. I see a vampire bat, some more bats. Yeah, it's really hard to tell what's going on. Maybe that's like a castle. Yeah, I think it's cool though. I like these a lot and I can't wait to play around and try styling them. And then here's her shawl in a pink color. They all use this same exact fabric with this sort of like leaf cutout design. I love it. She kind of has like a bell sleeve, you can kind of tell there. So I love that design. Jinafire's was the only one that had a ribbon. Lagoona and Draculaura just have these like serged edges. So I guess Jinafire has some of the more higher quality shawl, but look at this. I think that's gonna look really cute styled on. Like I like this piece a lot. And then here is her headscarf. Or like bandana, lots of roses. Yeah, this one looks cute. Not a lot going on as far as motifs because I don't know, it's just kind of all roses and some like beads and pearls and flowers. It's nice. I do like the colors. We're getting more of those red designs. This like red, black, pink, white color story is really nice for Draculaura. I quite enjoy it, so I think this is cool. And then the extra little key inside. Ooh, even the texture on this on the inside is nice with like little zippers. Yeah, this is really nicely sculpted. I wish there was like real rolly wheels, but you know, it's still pretty nice for what it is. Okay, in her carry-on luggage, oh, these are just so precious. This one's so cute. You probably have her belt. It's the same exact color, so it kind of is camouflaged in there, but here it is. I think mine was done inside out. Why would they do that? Because now I'm gonna have to unfurl it and it's gonna like not sit right. Like why would they do that? Okay. It's supposed to be like this, but it's gonna resist that because it's just sitting inside out inside of that luggage for who knows how long. But this is what it's supposed to look like. Has a nice kind of graphic D for Draculaura, a little heart charm, a nice little bow right there. It's cute. I like the little bit of paint detail that they added to these belts. It goes a long way. But yeah, just kind of weird that mine was put in incorrectly, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Okay, here are the pouches. We have her purse. Maybe someone knows more than I do, but like, what is this supposed to be? I don't know what this is referencing. It kind of looks like a coffin, of course, but I don't know. I like the rose on it. The printing's a little off on mine. The tassels are cute. I wish they were painted. And I like the heart detail for the rope right there. But yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite purse just off of first impressions. Maybe I don't see what it's supposed to be. But maybe once it's styled on her, it'll be cute. Okay. And then we have more of the like shelf accessories. Here are this nice baby pink. We have another key. These keys are really just aesthetic, on my opinion. They don't really do much as far as like having a function for the unboxing process, but that's just my opinion. Okay, everything came tumbling in the back. It's fine, we're good. Okay, we have this key. Here it is. It's cute. It kind of reminds me of the key actually of the previous Skulltimate Secrets series. It's probably what it's referencing. This had like a piece of acrylic in it and you could like, you know, uncover the mysteries. So yeah, that's probably for sure what this is referencing. Flop key, but you know, it's here. And then here are her second pair of shoes. These are really cute. I love the pearlescent white little beads right there for the strap, little dainty bows in the front. They're really hard to capture on camera because they're just this like stark white, but I think they are really cool. Little skelets on the bottom if you can see. Yeah, I think this will be fun to style with the skirt especially. These are very different for Draculaura, but I am quite fond of them. And then last little accessory bag, we have her fan. It's a heart shape. It looks cute. I think I like it. Here it is. Ooh, this one's really cute. It's got a nice design. It's kind of light. Kind of looks like it fades like from the inward to the outward section, but yeah, it's cute. It's got some floral design on it. I like the little heart in the middle. Cools her down. I think it's nice. And it matches her shoes, so maybe there is some through line to this stall. Is that it? No, there's more. Okay, we have her hotel key luggage tag situation. Her hangers are black hanger. We have her glasses. These are cute. Okay. These are like a slightly translucent black plastic, but I like them. These batwing rose details are painted in metallic pink. The frame is really nicely done. I think these are cool. Draculaura has like, how many sunglasses does Draculaura have in G3? Who knows, but we're adding another to the list. I think they're fine. And then we have her chest piece. Okay, let's see. Ooh, how does it fit? I think like this, like this, like this, like this. Maybe like this. It's a nice big rose. It's kind of two-toned, a little bit of red, and then the outer circle is a kind of a purple color, actually. And the base plastic is this pale pink, and I think it's really nice. I like the pearl details on the sides. Wait, I think it's like this because there's a bow, and this bow would be right side up. So I think it goes like this. I really like this piece. I think this is really nice. So that is all of Draculaura's accessories. Now let's look at the base doll before we style and play around with her. All right, taking a look at our base doll, Draculaura. She does have bangs. She's the only one that has like a actual kind of hairstyle. You know, the others just had like a center part or a middle part, but it was just sort of like wavy, you know. Draculaura at least does have bangs, and these are my preferred bangs, where they're kind of like coming out of the center part rather than like coming out of the part line and look like a broomstick. So I much prefer these bangs. Mine do need some taming, but I love how long they are. Like, I like when the brows are hidden. That's just me. I like long bangs compared to like a baby bang, but that's my own personal taste levels. I can tell I have to fix some things because like this long bit of black right here probably should have been trimmed with these bangs. So I'll definitely have to fix the hair up and give her a boil wash and straighten this out. But the color I think is really unique for Draculaura. It's not quite red, not quite pink. It is kind of somewhere in between, and I think it is pretty successful for her. I'm glad that we're finally seeing something more experimental for Draculaura. Like we've seen it in polypropylene, which was like bittersweet because I love the hair color choices Drac was getting. It was just low quality hair. So to see this hair finally translated into Saran is just so satisfying. She does have maybe some of the longer hair. Here's about where it goes, hiii. But I love it. Just the black is only in the bang portion, and it's actually portioned out pretty nicely. You kind of have these traditional Draculaura chunky stripes right there. But yeah, I think her bangs look gorgeous, and I'm obsessed with this hair color. It kind of makes sense that Draculaura and Lagoona got some fun experimental hair colors, whereas Jinafire, her hair is kind of similar to what we've seen from her core doll. Granted, it's only Jinafire's second doll. They're still trying to like establish her character and like make sure people are still familiar with her. Whereas Draculaura and Lagoona, we've had so many dolls from them, they can kind of branch out a little bit and have fun looks like this. So hopefully this isn't the last time we see a fun, more red-toned hair color for Draculaura in Saran. I want to see more of this in the future. And then there's her screening. Mine actually looks pretty good. I am a fan of forward-facing Draculaura. I know some people think she looks kind of creepy or wall-eyed or whatever, but I don't know, like mine's kind of cute. The lip color is nice. It's sort of like a dark pink, teetering on a little bit of maroon. It's really pretty. I love her fangs. Her heart is really tiny right there, but it's there. And then she kind of has this like a spiderweb inspired makeup on the bottom right there. You can see it's kind of this like smoky gray. And then you see right there, it's kind of evoking spiderweb. And then on her eyeshadow, it is pink to red gradient. And then there is like a pearlescent tone that goes up her eye right there. So there she is. I really love her eye makeup. It's very striking. I think she looks gorgeous. My screening is okay. Right here, the black on my inner corner is just a little bit not as like strong as I would want it to be. Like it's a little patchy, I guess. But still, on camera, she is striking and beautiful, so I really can't complain. And then here are her earrings, this little heart earring with a tassel. I like them. They're actually probably my favorite earrings of the bunch. I think these are really nice in this pale pink color. There's some nice contrast to the hair, so I think it looks pretty good. Moving down, I love her top. It is black with gorgeous pink metallic foiling with little roses and bats. I love the placement of the bat on mine, like one's right there, like over her heart. It's so gorgeous, and I love the collar detail for Draculaura. This feels very like Taiwanese inspired, so I'm a huge fan of that. Oh, it actually is its own Velcro closure right there just for the collar. And then the back has a separate Velcro closure. So 2 Velcro closures for Draculaura. It even looks really cute from the back if you excuse the little printed factory information, but I love this. It definitely feels like this line with Jinafire being in it. They're like, let's bring out more cultural elements for the other ghouls. Like, let's make sure this Draculaura feels Taiwanese and Asian. So I'm a fan. If you didn't know, in G3, Draculaura is half Taiwanese on her mom's side. So you know what, Draculaura, deliver. It is so cute. This top is gorgeous on its own. All right, onto Draculaura's skirt. I really like her skirt. The ruffles on the edge are gorgeous. They go 360. And once again, this ruching in the center is so pretty. She does have this like base fabric to her skirt right there in this sort of more purple toned magenta color, which I really like. You don't really see it though when it's all frilled out, but it's there for like modesty purposes, which I understand and I do like it. Draculaura's skirt doesn't really evoke any monster features the same way that like Lagoona and Jinafire does, where they're kind of giving you like dragon and sea monster features, but it works. It still looks cute, and they managed to give us a really nice piece for Draculaura, so I'm a huge fan. And then the shoes I was talking about earlier, you know what? They're actually growing on me. I was kind of harsh at first, but with time, they're not so bad. They're not so bad. Okay, but that is our base doll, Draculaura. I love her. I really do. I don't know if she's as strong as the other two just off of first impressions, but maybe once I play around and style with her, I'll feel different. So I'll be right back. Okay, here is the first look I put together. This is more of the like darker red toned look. That's kind of what I was going for. As you can see, I'm already having issues with this belt, as I suspected. It just wants to furl inside out. Like, I'm trying to get it to lay right and it just has a mind of its own. So I'm definitely gonna have to like reshape that so it doesn't do this, which sucks because it's a cute accessory and I would like it to look good on this look. But like the way it was packaged, it's not in the cards for me. So at least let me try to make it look right. Okay. No. It keeps going up. So yeah, the belt kind of sucks. Just that's a more my own unique case situation with how it was packed. Also, ignoring the belt, this top also just doesn't fit very well. Like, this is kind of what it looks like. And it looks fine, I guess. But it's not my favorite compared to the other two. I thought I would like it, and now that it's on the doll, I think it just looks okay. There's just a lot of space between like the flower and like the rest of the neck portion of the doll. I don't know, it just looks kind of off. I do like the glasses perched on the forehead. The bag is whatever, not my favorite. And the shoes surprisingly have grown on me. So this is this look. I like it, but I'm excited to try on our next outfit. Operation Reshape This Belt has begun. So hopefully in a couple days it fits better. We'll see. Oh, as I'm undressing this doll as well, let me just kind of show you some of the way I style these, I guess. There's a lot of like folding and finagling. There's the Velcro closure right there, and this is sort of the folding that I've managed to capture. You just really have to fold and play around and try to make sure that it fits and looks nice. Like, this is a little bit flappy right there. Doesn't look great, but you know, I'm trying to play around and style with them as best as I can. All right, here's the final look for Draculaura. It's fine. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. I was actually having a hard time styling the scarf on her head. It just like is too big. So the Velcro's like barely holding on for its dear life. But I do think it looks cute. I tried it at first with no hair, just like all the hair pulled back and just bang. And then that looked kind of off. So I did pull some tendrils on both sides for her. I think it looks better that way. The fan is really cute, actually. I quite adore the fan. I did style this rose piece back on the top. It's okay. I do really like her shawl. I think it's very cute. I love the bell sleeve. The shorts and shoes, in theory, I really like. But if we're just looking at this like lower half, feels a little bit barren. Like there's nothing going on from like here to here. We just need something. Like, this is the only one so far where I feel like I'm gonna need to pull some other pieces from other dolls, like a sock or a something or some, I don't know. She just feels like she's kind of empty right here. That's just my opinion. But the styling overall, I think is really cute. I think her holding her little luggage does sort of like draw your eye right there, so it kind of fills out that space just a little bit in my opinion. And then I think she definitely needs that belt, but I'm reshaping it currently. So I think with the belt it would look nice as well. So far though, final opinion on Draculaura, just early impressions, is I feel like she might be the weakest of the bunch as far as mix and match ability between her fashion. I had a lot more fun styling Jinafire and Lagoona. Draculaura, I might have to tool her pieces a little bit more and play around and see how I feel. But first impressions, I'm just left slightly underwhelmed with Draculaura. She's still a gorgeous, gorgeous base doll, but like, I'm just feeling okay once everything's put together. The shoes are cute. The shoes are really cute. Very dainty and feminine, so I do like these a lot. But there she is. Okay, I'm gonna bring all the ghouls out and then I'll share my final thoughts on Gore-geous Oasis. Okay, the gang is all here. I think they are lovely. Oh, her glasses fell. Let's put those back up. Okay, they're all here. I love them side by side. I think as a trio, they work really, really well together and complement one another. Final verdict is I still think this is probably hands down the best Skulltimate Secrets line we've had so far. And I'm not just being biased because we have higher quality hair. That is a huge, huge bonus that is definitely felt with these dolls. Just playing with them and styling them with their saran is infinitely a way more positive experience than it ever was with their polypropylene hair. So like that alone, yes, amazing. But everything else is still really, really impressive. It's sort of like what I have always loved about Skulltimate Secrets, which is really fun experimental makeup and really fun mix and match fashion. I know when G3 first came around, there were a lot of complaints about like sort of how garish or tacky some of the fashion was, right? Like lots of just prints that were in your face, like, you know, Abby's a abominable snow monster, so it's just lots of snowflakes everywhere, and like, you know, it was a lot of that. And this definitely does feel like we're veering into a direction where there's a lot more taste involved. The patterns on these bottoms here are really nice. The fabric choices are really cool. Like, especially for Mattel. Mattel would never give this to Barbies for $30, but they give it to Monster High for $30. Why or how, I'm not going to question it, but like for 30 bucks, these dolls are a steal. They really, really are. I still am going back on a point I made earlier where I wish they came with a more traditional second top, but you do have 3 styling options for the top, between like the base top, the plastic like kind of accessory, as well as the really cool kind of like, I don't know, it kind of looks like a crocheted almost like cardigan or shawl. So you have a lot of styling options and potential. And overall, I just think for this new wave of Skulltimate Secrets, the luggages, the carry-ons, the actual like packaging that comes with the doll is a massive improvement. Like, if we have to have chunky plastic, at least let it be useful and beautiful and like also part of the doll's design and style and storytelling. So this is way better. These are way better. The dolls are gorgeous. Like, they really have done so much to make Skulltimate Secrets a staple. So I'm gonna patiently be waiting for Wave 8, Wave 9, and see what else is in store for the future. But for now, I'm going to revel in these dolls. I'm probably gonna take some time over the next couple of days, wash their hair, make them look really nice and beautiful. I mean, they already do, but you know, just fix them up a little bit. It's way easier to fix up a doll with Saran, just, you know, wash and style, rather than having to reroute. I know firsthand how long that takes. So yeah, I am just over the moon with these dolls. I am so happy, so pleased. I love all of their fashion. Most of their fashion. I love the screenings and I love the hair. So really over here, I am just on cloud 9. But that is all I have to share in today's video. Let me know down below what you think of these 3 new Skulltimate Secrets Gore-geous Oasis dolls. Which one of these 3 is your favorite? I am going to say Lagoona, number 1, Jinafire, number 2, Draculaura, number 3. She's gorgeous, but like, she just feels slightly weaker compared to these 2. Like, these 2 for me are the star of the show, and Draculaura is like also here. Like, she's good, but like these 2 are excellent. But like, still, I'm just speechless. These are really, really gorgeous dolls. I can't wait for all of my fellow doll collectors and Monster High fans to get these dolls, because they are totally worth it. And that is all I have to share in today's video. Thank you all so much for hanging out and watching me unbox these gorgeous, gorgeous ghouls. I hope you had fun. It's probably a long one, but like, I had a lot to say. I have been heavily anticipating these dolls, so I wanted to really give all of my thoughts and opinions as thoroughly as possible. So if you enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more future doll and Monster High related content. My name is Eli, this is my channel, Draculaura, and I'll catch all of you gorgeous people in the next one. Okay, goodbye.